Many of the people who eventually survived the floizel tragedy did so by scrambling into the Marconi house, a tiny shack-like compartment that managed to withstand the ferocious waves that continually slammed the stricken vessel.
The place was jammed with people. I had to squeeze my way in, and someone held me until I recovered. I thought those inside were the only survivors. I believed if something were not done quickly, they would go too.
The people in the Marconi room, desperate to survive and knowing dozens of their fellow passengers had already died, did their best to let Paddy McCarthy and the other fishermen on the beach know there was still life on the floizel.
You could see when they put their hand out through a door or porthole or whatever it be, you could see waving and let you know there was someone alive aboard of it. When the swell died down a bit, you see putting out their hand or something, or waving, something like that, so let you know that there's some people aboard or alive.
Many of the stories that eventually emerged from the chaos of the twisted wreck were invariably gut-wrenching, none sadder or more poignant than that of John Munn and his daughter Betty.
He took her in his arms and went above on the deck, and as he was walking down, a huge vicious wave came in and literally snatched or grabbed his little daughter from his arms, and she was taken out into the Atlantic. Very tragic and very sad.
And sometime later, Munn himself was swept off the floizel and drowned.
At daylight, I noticed Mr. Munn and several passengers on the smoking room deck. I came down again and tried to get aft. During the time I was trying to get aft, the steamer slipped a very heavy sea which washed me about a bit. When I recovered myself, I was hanging onto the rail outside the Marconi room. All the passengers on the smoking room deck were gone. I did not see them going, but there was no one there. The smoking room was gone.
Frustrated beyond belief, Captain Martin watched in horror and apparent guilt as dozens and dozens of his passengers continued to be tossed around the deck and into the sea. Martin was desperate.
The last time I came out of the Marconi room, I suggested that I would try and get a line ashore myself. I said it was the only hope. I could get the line on my body and drift ashore. I was sure I could swim to the rocks with the rope, and if I drowned, the line would be ashore and the landsman would be able to get a hold of it. I didn't mind taking the risk of drowning. They told me it was madness and that I couldn't do it. I did not listen but searched for a line. I could not find one. Everything was underwater or washed off the deck. There was no line to be had. Eventually, I decided to remain, and soon night came on.
On shore, Paddy McCarthy and his friends looked on as body after body washed like rag dolls onto the beach.
You had to take the bodies into Cappahedon Station for to go out on the tree in, do you understand? And I know I brought in, I believe the woman's name was Mrs. Butler. She was a fine, big woman.
There were many more Mrs. Butlers to be taken by the Southern Shore fishermen from the water off Cappahedon. Men and women of all ages and small children, all victimized by the waves and rocks of Horn Head. When we return, more of the horrendous story of the floizel.